Happy Thanksgiving and Turkey Day from the Tidarium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about Black Friday sales here and there, what I'm seeing, what is good, what is bad, what is already sold out, sadly. But we're going to get into talking about these deals. I was going to make a review for today, except it doesn't really make sense to just do a review on Thanksgiving when you've got Black Friday sales coming up, and we're going to talk about all these and more. The more is what's sold out coming up. If you watch my news, then you know that I cover a lot of this stuff already, but we're going to start with ShowZ store. As always, TH and the support your reviewer. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, but if you support me, thank you so much. And I'm not joking. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. I've got funny stories about people that are sick of hearing that. But all right, we got some stuff here. Some of the stuff in ShowZ's Black Friday sale is actually very specific to a region, and then the rest is just open to everybody. But with that, you got to look at that when you're looking at this. Just click on the ShowZ store Black Friday. I'm going to link that down below for you. But we got a few cool things here. We've got, Louis is 55. It's 10% off. It's not a huge deal, but when you're already the cheapest around and you knock 10% off, well, it is pretty much a big deal. Then we've got some other stuff going on for Joy Toy with the Warhammer at 24% off for $40. We got a Blitzway Carbonics Goofy at $152, 15% off. We've got the Heat Boys. I know Heat Boys has gotten a lot of heat, people say there's issues with it, but I understand, X-Transbots has some issues, and I still love them. I never bought one of these. I'm tempted, half off, $90. Mod Fans KS01 Blessed Return on sale for $21. Let me tell you about this. That's a Legends scale version of Cerebros. Very good figure. Is it Legends? Is it Legends Plus? Legends Minus? But at the same time, it's still a good figure. $21. I'm highly jealous of all of my frugal friends out there that will be getting up on this. Now we got some more stuff here. We got Fans Toys Berserk. I never know. I do the screenshots. I never know how I'm going to do it in editing. So let's just start at the top. Berserk. $190. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it sounds like the pre-orders got a better deal. So you're kind of getting back to the pre-orders at the same time with that. And then we've got Bandit. Okay, let me tell you about this. Bandit, for whatever reason, no box, $351, still a great deal, and you can get the QQT kit, which mine is finally shipped, but you can get the kit and $500, $450, and you can have probably the best Minosaur out there on Masterpiece. Yolo Park Soundwave is 10% off, and handful of things that are looking pretty good. Let's go to the next one. For me, it's the same slide. I just pull it up. It's kind of funny. We've got Perfect Fusion CCM at $180. That thing was pushing $600 at one point in time. The reissues make it affordable. That's great. I actually canceled mine at $160. No, $130. The original price was $130. I actually canceled that, and I already had one. No big deal. I already had that character. Slag. Anyway, Jabber is $172. If you're in on that, remember that Jabber was a $300 figure for a while. So some of the secondary market prices probably are holding up super duper sales on these. Then Louis at $55. All right, so I shield for ShowZ because I shield for low prices. I tried to formally shield for TFSource, but TFSource has a Black Friday sale. I will say this: some of their sell prices are still significantly higher than ShowZ's normal price. Just be forewarned. But they're my backup, my go-to. If I didn't get there quick enough for a pre-order, it ShowZ, I go to TFSource. That's just how it is, and I throw it out there because they're having the sale. So we can get this Junkion for $59. That's a good deal. A KFC Junkion for $59. $60. That's a good deal. And then we can get, if you move over a little bit more, you see DX9's version of Drag Strip. Drag Strip is pretty much really close to the Fans Toy. So if you wanted to put your drag strip, your Fans Toys drag strip as arms on your Minosaur, and then have a bot with the rest of the Fans Toys, this would actually work really well. They scale relatively well. Same thing with the Henry and all of those down there. So if you're like, okay, I want some bots and I want my Fans Toys Minosaur combined, that works. Also, $60 on this other one. I'm Dump Yard, dude. I might jump on this. I might jump on some of these. I just wanted to show these to people, but I'm liking the prices of the Junkions. Then we move over here to some Unique Toys Runman, $80. That's about right. Mercenary for Fans Toys, $119. The thing is, when you reissue the bugs, I don't know why this one was the least desired, but it's the least desired, so the only one on sale. And then you can get, for $80, metallic version of KFC's Transistor, which is a great figure. It's just, you know, we got two better ones, or more cartoon accurate ones, have come along. All right, what's on this page? Not much I'd be into, but Rising Force sell on their HAL, which is their Motormaster, $89. That sounds high already. Like, what? I thought those were supposed to be budget. There's no budget at Legends 89. Dr. Wu, $25 for this two set of these Galvatron. And then we look down here, we've got these RP01C set of 4 tapes for... I thought we were going to get a KO of those, the Fans Toys tapes, cassettes. I thought that was going to be a KO coming out, but, you know, you don't need a KO when you got a clearance sale. And what's going on over here, there's a handful of things going on, but I'm looking down below here, where you got the black version Overheat G2 X Transbots. That's $60, pretty good value. Kind of really close to the original prices of the original figures. Once you got to the G2s, they jumped up to $70, and then, you know, down the road for whatever, $130. But and then Dr. Egg for $130 is still a pretty good value overall, I think. Cyan Culture, oddly enough. This Scorponok I'm going to review a Scorponok today. I was going to, but instead I'm doing the Black Friday sales because it's more pertinent, I guess, down the road, Saturday. I'll be doing the Scorponok Scavenak, but $199. Wow. Hold up a second. That's expensive, but it's cheaper, and I think ShowZ sold out, so... The only reason I really point that out, my eye goes to it because I love that figure. Great figure, by the way. And then there's more stuff on here. You might want Bigo Toys Jazzy if you're into that. And then down below, this is where I'm like, the sale on Romulus, which is New Age's Megatron, is still more than I paid originally at ShowZ, but... as this kind of stuff sells out, it's going to be harder to get and more expensive. So, if you want it, $140, is it good? I don't know. So, there's some gems at TFSource, but I will admit, ShowZ has definitely spoiled us. Anyway, moving on to... is this Amazon? I think this is Amazon. And we've got more Amazon coming up, but this is Transformer crossovers. So there was a time these were all like pushing 50, and I got most of them, I think. But you can still get the Megatron for 67, 85 on the Cup. I think we can find the Cup somewhere for 67 also. But 160 on the Soundwave, though, that jumped up. The only thing I really want out of these are the carded Joes. So that's me personally. So we're at Hasbro Pulse. We've got some stuff going on over here. This is some mainline stuff. And I'm not buying any of this. I've kind of stopped with the Hasbro stuff. Unless it's something that I don't think third party's going to make in the Masterpiece. But look at all this. You've got the animated Universe Decepticon Motormaster for 26 instead of 35. You've got the Legacy Voyager Super God Master Force Metal Hawk for 26. And then let's scroll through this. Transformable Turtle Van at the bottom, 17. Yeah, so there's some stuff on here. I'm not personally so into any of it, but it is heavily discounted. So if you want some of this stuff, the turtle van, it's like I got them for 30. I thought that was a great deal. Originally, let me just tell you this. Originally, it was 50. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, 37. It's not 17. It's 37. My picture sucks. Anyway, 37 for the turtle van Transformer. So my $30 deals were a good deal. Excellent. All right, so this picture is something I think's really good, though. So the last one, I just showed it so you know, but nothing I really cared about. So you've got the Tarn for 26. You've got the leader class Overcharge, which is Blitzwing in a different coloration for 38. But at the bottom there on the right, you've got Ramjet for 26, and I know these Coneheads were just stupid expensive because they were an Amazon exclusive for a while. Now, 26, pretty reasonable. I think Grimlock's 38. This screenshot stuff I'm doing is sucking. It's sucking, but I think it's 38. I was disappointed because I paid the 55, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world to get it for 55, but 38 is better. And you got some more deals on some stuff going on over here, and yeah, there's some good Transformer deals on Hasbro Pulse. Can't believe they're already discounting. Oh wait, never mind, don't worry about it. Devastator component sold out. You're gonna start seeing more sold outs on these as we go, because the more high demand stuff put on sale goes really fast, and people were waiting. But Galvatron, like, they still have stock of Galvatron, like 5 or 6 different versions. I got several Star Wars pictures here and nothing I really care about, so there you go. Darth Sidious sold out, $18, which my son wanted one of those, so I guess I screwed that one. Screwed that pooch is what I did. They mixed in with this the Black Series and the Vintage Collection. Sorry for that, because I didn't mean to do that, but it's some of the Black Series are cheaper than the Vintage Collection. I'm just pointing that out, but you got all this stuff here in the Vintage Collection mostly. You got a helmet for 75. Good stuff. If you want any of this stuff, I'm not excited about any of this stuff. And let's go to this picture, which shows... Alright, Star Wars Vintage Collection Cobb Vanth, and a bunch of more Vintage Collection stuff if you want it. Holocron Ezra Bridger is $8 at Ross, but $20 here. A lot of the stuff that I thought was going crazy on the secondary market, when you reissue stuff that's going crazy on the secondary market to get the MOQ, you absolutely destroy the value of your own product and you can't sell it for retail price. All right, so some retro stuff going on. G.I. Joe Classified. We've got all these marked down from 25 to about 18 and some change. So you've got Beachhead, you've got the eel, Cobra Eel, you've got the Cobra Snow Serpent, and Rakondo, Duke. Duke sold out. Duke sold out. Wow. So you can start seeing sold outs here. Night Creeper is an awesome figure. So like all these are great figures. And then we get into some deals here where $16 for Dr. Mindbender and for Rock and Roll, and $16 for a Viper. Oh my god. Do you know how many people quit collecting classified? Threw a giant fit. Okay, I'm one of them. Over the Viper, and now it went to 16. Well, it's sold out now, so don't worry about it. You can quit classified again because you missed the sale. And then moving down, we've got a Road Pig for 33, which still is a little more than Target went to. Sold out on Xandar. Wow. People talked about Xandar and Zorana as being unnecessary or unwanted and nobody want those. And boom, sold out as soon as he went on sale. Anyway, check these out on sale right here. Scroll over to BBTS, and I hope I have all my BBTS locked and loaded in order. And Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, I will point this out. The movie stuff did not sell well. I got almost everything for like $5. But the last wave never went on sale for $5. So these are some decent prices. Probably, I think I've seen them a little cheaper on Amazon once, like here and there. They fluctuate. But if you wanted to dial out the movie stuff, I mean, here's your chance. It's your chance. Dungeons and Dragons. Super 7 Ultimates. Let's look at this. We've got... I talked about this on my news, but I'm really thinking about picking this up. This is the toy version of Classic Windhammer. And Windhammer, it's like a $200 figure, maybe $300 figure, depending. That tuning fork is tough to get for vintage, and this will work. But if you look down below, you've got Bluegrass at $69. Well, that's too much. Monstar Wave 2 Bluegrass. Maybe there's some good stuff down below too. I don't know. Then we've got this here for $45 to get a Copper Kid. Not a bad deal. That's $10 cheaper than what I paid. So like I feel like a chump biscuit right now. And then Conan for $35, which is $20 cheaper than, according to this, $30 cheaper. And then $20 for the Super 7, like the 5.5 knockoff He-Man Lion-O. And then down at the bottom, you get Molecular toy version that I passed on, $38. I mean, a lot of these are considerations. In the back of my mind, I still think I might see a better deal in the future. Amazon Transformers, you're getting the Age of the Primes Aerialbot Fireflight. And there was actually a one of the Superion Aerialbots on Hasbro Pulse for a good price, like under 20. But I just want to point that out. Up top, you got the 2-pack for $42. If that's a good deal that you want to get into. I don't know. And then we've got some other cool random stuff. Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles version of Kintaro, $80, $77.99. And then what else? I saw something else on here. Down below, you got Golden Axe Brothers, save 20% if you're into that. And then more stuff here for their sale at BBTS, but Mortal Kombat 1/12 scale. I don't know. One of the things that might be hurting the Mortal Kombat stuff is that I think McFarlane did a pretty good job. So there it is. But more Golden Axe stuff, a 2-pack for $107. I was interested in this slightly. At the bottom, you've got the Gillis Thunderhead Chickening. What's the price on that thing? I don't know. We've got a few more Super 7 Ultimates things going on. Andre the Giant 27. You've got Simpsons Wave 1 set of 5, 135. That's half off. Half off. If you want that, you will have to source an apron for Mo. Cobra Troopers are still 27 and $27. Power Ranger? Then these deals are just ridiculous. Like $77 for a set of 4 Super 7 Ultimates. I mean, that's cheaper than Classified, right? That's cheaper than Hasbro Transformers up top. And then same thing with the Wave 3. I remember when these things were selling for stupid money. Like above the 55 each. 55 each. And now it's 77 for all 4. I mean, we live in a fun time right now. 75 for Wave 1 of Transformers in there. And then you get Prime and other stuff. 22 for Buzzsaw. $34 for a ginormous Monstar. Ginormous. This dude is like 14 inches tall. He's huge. I gotta measure him. I don't pull out the measuring tape for stuff like that very often. And then tracks. I got my tracks used for 19, so still a better deal. No box or packaging or anything. And then 110 for some Ninja Turtles Wave 6. What does that matter? Duke, $16. Entertainment Earth had them for like 10 or something, 11 back in the day, but we're getting close. Same thing with the Bat, $16.50. The Bat's amazing. True build that dude. If they get any lower, like down to like $11, I'm getting more. $66 for 4 $55 Ultimates Turtles. If Turtles hasn't been played out yet, it's played out now. Baroness $16.50. At the bottom, $75 for a good wave, a really good wave. And let me just say this: if you're buying Ultimates, just get the whole wave. Way cheaper getting the whole wave. $62 for Wave 1 of Silverhawks. Holy crud! That's 20, 40, 60. That's ridiculous. That's not even 20. So 15, 16, 75 each. Something like that. That's head math, not calculator math. And then Wave 2 of Ultimates G.I. Joe, 50 for the 4 for the price of 1. 4 for the price. Oh my god. Wow. The math ain't mathin'. Wave 1, 66. They held on way too long to these. I don't know what they were thinking. Some more Transformer stuff. Okay, this specifically is about, not about a Black Friday sale, but it's about, I guess, I missed the whole memo. I mean, it's the greatest memo ever written, right, Dave? But I never got it. Secret to My Success reference. When did the 2-pack Commander class for this Constructicon set sell out? I don't know. I didn't know. Nobody sent me a memo. Nobody said, I can't find it anywhere. I mean, usually in the comments, like, oh my, I can't find this anywhere. And then I'm like, oh, I'll find it for you. And then I'm like, oh crap, I can't. Well, it's getting a reissue, evidently, because there's a pre-order for it. So if you need it, and then you can go find other components cheaper. Happy Thanksgiving, and that's all I got to say about that.